Smaller screen, too small. Good, and that should be good. A little bit to the left, it looks like. Just a small bit bigger. There we go. So, do we have audio here? There we go. We do indeed. So, hello, people of the internet. It is I, Solar Actor, here back with more Fate Grand Order, where today we're again continuing the Atlantis journey because, good lord, this is a long sucker of a story. We are currently on section 12 of 26, and that is after 9, I'd say more like 8 hours, roughly, of streaming. Granted, I've gotten lost on some tangents, but, you know, the fact remains, this is a long one. I do have some graham crackers here because I am a little bit peckish here, so I will be munching on those every once in a while. But let's get started with section 12, 3 battles on a stray island. So, a stray is the ruler we're going to be going up against then. We kind of guessed that would be I kind of guessed it would be happening given, you know, the name of the title of this thing and what the enemy class was. We'll bring Chiome along, but it really doesn't matter who we bring insofar as supports go, because we want advantageous, so Jalter. Yeah. Jalter can come in and play. And this will work. I'll keep Scotty in. I may as well, you know. Actually, what am I even doing? This is that setup. This is the setup I'm supposed to. I'm a dum-dum sometimes, I swear. There we go. More geared towards the bond gaining, after all. But we'll still bring in Jalter, because, you know, Jalter deserves some love, too, after all. This party setup is good, so let's go. While the section starts, I'm gonna pop open this thing of graham crackers. Maybe. Dang it, I'm out of time already. Alright, I know we've been through a whole lot, but it's time to put that behind us. Is everyone all healed up? Yeah, we're all more or less back in fighting shape. Good, then the next step, that is island. Seems there's another island on the way there. So it does. Should we check it out? No, that's okay. Our first priority right now is finding Achilles. Hold it right there. What's this all about? You were just going to pass by my island without so much as a glance. How dare you insult a god like that? Crap, you're a god. Kind of makes sense, you know. These islands are the remains of gods, so it makes sense that a god would inhabit an island. Especially one named after them. Wait, which god are you? You're probably just some river god or mountain god or some other deity, right? There is a lot of deities in Greek myth, so, you know, I don't blame Jason for thinking that. Your tone of voice makes it clear you're not giving me the respect I deserve. Well, if nothing else, I'm pretty sure not one of the 12 Olympians. True, I am not. But I do have enough power to stop your ship in its tracks. What's your name? I will reveal that later when we come face to face. For now, I merely bid you welcome to a stray island. So it's a stray, then. Well, for us later, what would you have us do? Looks like we have no choice but to make land on this island after all. Much as I'd really rather not. I don't really know too much about the myth of a stray. I didn't really ever roll for her, so I'm not really terribly concerned. It looks like they have carved her likeness in pseudo-servant form as a statue. What is that? Indeed it is. Maybe Hephaestus made it? No, that can't be right. Hephaestus would have sculpted the 12 gods, and they'd be all uniform in size. But it can't be a statue of a stray, can it? What was she possessed by, Narcissus or something? Luvia is kind of narcissistic. Oh, don't do it, man, don't do it. Come now, Master, watch what you say. Why would I ever think of doing something so hilarious?
Well, you clearly are, so you tell us.
A little mustache here, a little stubble there, and... not exactly original, but a classic beard. It'd be nice if it actually changed that in the background. That'd be good.
I think this might get you in trouble.
What the goddess doesn't know won't hurt her, Corday. I sense wrongdoing afoot. And yet she finds... Anyway, it wasn't me. You got it all wrong. You did. Sure, I'm sure she won't kill me or anything.
Never before seen a servant who tried to pin their own crown on their master.
You haven't met Moriarty, then. I presume you are Astray, the goddess of scales and justice? Or rather, the pseudo-servant serving as her vessel, to be precise.
Indeed I am, but I'm afraid there's something I must do now before I can introduce myself properly. Jason, Earl, Captain of the Argonauts, take up your weapon.
Wait, are we really doing this?
I will weigh your sins personally with my scales of justice, and be warned the sin of profaning a god is the heaviest of all sin.
Can't believe we're about to fight over this, but it looks like she means business. I'm sorry, okay? Even kind of mean it. Well, Master, it looks like I've got no choice but to fight. Ready for orders when you are.
Well, then, as a sign of respect for your determination, I'm willing to forgive your sins if you prove yourselves to be capable of winning by a fall just once. Now, how about you?
So we're up against a Stray. Okay. Shouldn't be too bad. We got Galter after all. Now, if only these graham crackers would open easily. Okay, that... I was worried it was going to go spitting everywhere, but it didn't. You know, it didn't. We got lucky. Now, did I do a good enough work at dividing? No, I did not. There we go. Maybe I did. Graham crackers are tasty. Balancing scale of justice. Oh. Negates advantage and disadvantages against all classes. Well then. That makes things easier, I feel. We need a Ultra Brave Chain. This works. Somewhat, I suppose. It would be better to have the Buster Brave Chain, but you know, I'll take this. Go, Jalter, go. Then Arts Focus, so we can possibly get another NP going here. Not bad damage. Seriously, crackers, open up more. Sadly, not enough for another NP, though. She's kicking poor Merlin's butt. I mean, I know Merlin would probably deserve it, but still. Middling damage from the Merlin NP. Important thing, though, is invincibility. Keeps me safe. And let's heal Merlin as well. He's a little too low on the old health scale, after all. Shelter's putting out good numbers, even with the, you know. I like that.
We're gonna get a good jolt to Reichi next turn. Come on, stun. That's as good as I thought. I can only imagine how dumb this battle would be if we had advantage here. Bye, Merlin. Jolter probably has this without any buffs. Or not. Good thing Rich was there to pick up the slack. There we go. That wasn't too bad. That's enough, not too shabby, all things considered. Damn, how the hell are you so strong? I'm a goddess. We actually already knew that, thanks though. It's good to see you again, lady. Stray, it is I, Chiome. Alright, the one from the Far East. I didn't know you were still alive. So why do you travel between the islands? Well, getting past the 3 layers. That may be the most insolent answer you could have given. Part of me would like nothing more than weigh you on my scales once again, but I'll forget that for now. Come with me. And you'll see a world of pure imagination. Sport only, Saber. Definitely vain. I see you have entire mountains worth of statues here as well. Talk about creep. I mean, a distinctive sense of style. Feel like I need to work out, he says as he snacks on graham crackers. Hey, his master, okay? We're sure he's not cursed. It's no curse, I assure you. These statues have simply been blessed to inspire anyone who looks upon them to train their bodies to physical perfection. So they are cursed. That's the reason you have all these statues here, Stray. They're all very elaborately made. Then again, maybe it's more accurate to say I can really feel the dedication that went into them. Did you make them yourself? Dedication? Ah, I see that. So that's how they appear to you then. I wouldn't say that. They're made exceptionally well, sure, but that doesn't mean much when their choice models so bad. I beg your pardon, my scale just slipped out of my hand. I would advise you to watch your words as though your life depended on your discretion, or the next thing to slip may just be my bare knuckles. As for the statues, they were sculpted by a servant who stayed at this temple for a while. Muramasa! I knew he was coming along because he's a freaking New Year's servant. He's here. Been dealt a bad hand. Being a goddess of the scale scene is how you can't pick a side. I mean, you can't even buddy up with anyone like that, eh? Oh, guess why this place is so bleak, huh? A bit of a waste for such a beautiful goddess. Alright, made up my mind. I'm gonna make a statue of you myself. Consider it payment for letting me stay here for the night. What's that? You like it? You want even more of them of the like? If that's what'll cheer you up, then that's what you'll do. Then you'll get. I'm still a businessman at heart, after all. Whatever the customs orders, that's what I deliver. That said, the whole reason I'm here is because I've got a job to do. So I hope you don't mind if I only work on these when I've got a spare moment. And that was that. Fortunately, I had plenty of stone on hand to work with, so I had to use every gram. I see I'm very much a beginner when it comes to sculpting, but I'm still very impressed by the sculptor's dedication. Whoever made these statues must have observed you very closely to capture your likeness so well.
Also, you can almost sense the muscles rippling under the stone skin. This servant clearly knows their anatomy.
I don't suppose Michelangelo was summoned here, was he? I'm afraid not. I requested that this servant make these statues less because of my divine traits and more because of the girl whose body I'm possessing likes this sort of thing. That said, as the god of justice, I certainly don't have anything against muscular physiques. If I had to choose between punches, takedowns, and submission holds, I would go with takedowns first, submission holds second, and punches third, so yes.
She's really letting her vessel's influence come through here, in a completely frivolous ways at that.
On the other hand, she hasn't actually changed a bit when it comes to who she is on a fundamental level. Damn it! So she's always been kind of like this. That would explain why Luvia is her best vessel. Now then, you say you wish to destroy Lady Artemis, the goddess of the moon. Defeat Artias' army and overcome Poseidon, reach Olympus. And cut down the Tree of Emptiness, yes?
We already know she's not going to help us. She can't pick sides.
Most naive ridiculous idea I've ever heard, so much so it actually makes me sick. To be perfectly clear, no human could ever accomplish such a feat. And the prospect of mere heroes from proper human history emerging victorious against this Lostbelt is so preposterous it beggars belief. I'm the goddess of the scales. Regardless of how I pass judgment, they will always come down firmly on the Lostbelt side.
Yeah, I figured you'd say that.
The gods who once took you under their protection were all deprived of their power and destroyed, and only scant traces of them are left. Yes, that's right, your quest has made you enemies of the gods themselves. I remain on this island in my capacity as the goddess of justice in order to maintain my impartiality. You will receive no aid whatsoever from me. Please, we need your help. Can't you just make a little exception or something? Absolutely not. To make an exception, regardless of size, will go against everything I stand for. Is that clear?
Fair enough.
Well, then I will subject you to a number of trials. If you pass these trials, I will provide you with information.
Easy enough.
If you no desire to take them, then I suggest you leave this island at once. In fact, that would be the smart choice in my estimation. You only have one life to live after all, so you may as well spend it in the cool shade away from danger.
There's something to be said for that option.
No, there's not.
Combat trials, probably.
All you need to do is fight and win. They'll ask nothing more of you, and demand nothing less. With every trial pass, I will share a new piece of information. And to make things more interesting, I think we'll limit the number of servants who can challenge a given trial as well. Your master, of course, will be free to participate in all of them.
What a pain.
Works for me. Okay, let's start by pairing up.
Crap, please tell me you didn't just say pairing up.
Why don't we start with me? As for my teammate...
Good pair.
Me, are you sure?
Yeah, that's probably the best call. Orion is easily the strongest of us, so pairing him up with one of the weaker servants should help balance things out.
I see, that doesn't make sense. Okay, shall we, Orion?
Let's do it. Alright, I don't know who we've got to fight, but whoever it is, we're gonna wipe the floor with them.
Very well, then let's have you start with a Spriggan. Not so much or any chance I had been useful. Good luck.
Oh boy. Well, guess I'll have to do the best I can.
Everybody even knows in universe Spriggans suck. Okay. Orion has this, though. This is a fight well within the bounds of what he is capable of. Very well and firmly inside those bounds. And like Charlotte said, she's not going to be doing jack diddly squat here. More likely than not. Oh, and it's already starting us off with a great turn for Orion. Okay. Yep, we'll do this one. And this one. And this one. Is there any star gain you can give me, Charlotte? No. Okay. Orion Smash. Come on, crits. Oh yeah, we've already done this. One turn. That was so freaking easy. Graham Crackers made a bit of a mess. Wish I knew what he was saying. Get a drink to wash it down the rest of the way. Caster. Okay. As long as we have Mandricardo on here, we should be good.
Very well. Do you have any questions for me, or shall I simply tell you something of my own choosing?
Alright, if you're taking questions, I got one for you. Physis told us the only way to harm Artemis was with a divine construct. Does that hold true even if I use Theos Colonomaria to power myself up?
Yes, it does. However, a god of Hephaestus' skill should have little trouble forging a divine construct, given the right materials. Not to mention that... No, it would be tactless of me to say more. Ryan, you are a hunter at heart. If you wish to shoot down a star, you'll need to keep it in your sights with an arrow knocked onto your bow. Now, who's next?
Very well then. Lady Mash and I will take the next fight.
Right, Mash Carolite, ready for battle?
Crap, someone else took Mash before I could invite her to the She's the easiest one to talk to by far.
Very good. Then here's your trial.
I see, so instead of one spring, we'll be fighting a number of lawmen that have been enhanced with the nanomachines. However, dealing with serpents happens to be something of a specialty of mine. So I'll take this opportunity to demonstrate to masters how devastating the deadly a Koga Jonin can be. Except you're not going to be that useful, Chiome. I was going to say, let me actually choose, you know. Don't just say, you must choose a servant, you must choose a servant, you must choose a servant. Like, I'm trying to, game. I'm trying. Yeah, Chiome is not going to be too hot here. That's what the Master of Smashing Moshu's for, though. She'll handle this, I'm sure. Unless Chiome gets a buff of some sort, which she might. She might get a buff. Hey, she does have a buff. Oh, the Hephaestus Colonomia. That's right, that's right. Well, I might as well show that she's not going to be doing much. Let me just go through her stuff. Curse of Orochi won't hurt here at least. Yeah, poor Chiome. Poor Chiome, she's not going to be much use here. Curses. Mash does not have a buff on the, one skill. Or, crit stars on her Buster. Dude. There's some damage. I wish they would stop freaking targeting poor Mashu, though. I'm just gonna ignore that Noble Phantasm until we get a Brave Chain with her, I guess. Jeez, they really don't like Mash, it feels. Okay, is that a 3-turn seal? No, it's just one. Yeah, this would be fine. More drink. Delicious H2O.
これは多くの後多くの願いを受けた幻想の城こうせよモールだ
I can't wait till she evolves Mold Camelot into her own skill. Because I mean, I feel like that's what's gonna happen, you know? It started as Lord Camelot, or Lord Caldeus. When she discovered the true name, it became Lord Camelot. And when she lost the help of Gallifroy, it became Mold Camelot. So I imagine that it's going to become something of its own eventually as well. You know what? Let's be smart here. Draw their focus and then become invincible now. And do. Hopefully that's enough for this Origin Lamia. Nope. Not unless we had crit there. You charmed my Mashu. You bugger. Frickin' Lamia's charming my Mashu. Good lord, they are laying a smackdown on her as well. The defensive buff she'll get from Mold Camelot will be enough to keep her around a little longer. And we are about to narrow it down to a 1v2 fight. Hopefully it doesn't become 1v1 with Chiome as my main unit, because that will not be an easy win. Not an easy win in the slightest will be. Okay. I gotta take the BAQ opportunity and hit this one down. I have to. And we're not gonna get a Buster crit, sadly. This will work, though. Decent enough damage. Decent enough damage. And then do. Good. Alright, that's one. That's 2 down, 1 to go. We should have this. Even if Mosh somehow goes down, Chiome should be able to handle 500 points of damage. Should is the key word here. But she crits to finish. That's my Mashu. I hope there's some line just relating how hard that battle was. Because that was a more difficult battle, to be completely honest, man. Like, seriously. It would have been better with Mandricardo on that round. And Simply Berserker for the last one. Okay. Enough. That turned out to be too much of a challenge. That turned out to be much more of a challenge than I expected. Those Lamia would fought were, let's say, premium products mass-produced by the Agenda. The Agenda, incidentally, is essentially a living factory used to produce all manner of monsters. If you take them as lightly as you do their more ordinary ilk, well, you're bound to suffer for it. Agenda, I see. That it's a member of the Serpent family, as I suspected. At any rate, you have now successfully cleared the second trial. Any questions? We actually got a decent from that little bit there. Alright, now, what would be a good question? Do you have anything you wish to ask, Captain? Let me think. If you know of any proper human history servants who would be willing to join us, then tell us who they are. While you're at it, I also demand you tell us why you're refusing to join us. I thought I made it clear you only get one question, but very well. As far as I know, Achilles will assuredly be willing to join you as long as he's still alive.
Aside from that, I believe there is also an archer. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, so we're barking up the wrong tree. I guess we can call that a bust. Make sure you ask a different question next time.
You're wrong. If anything, I think there was some of the most terrifying information she could have told us. Alright, Jason, keep it together.
What are my other question?
True, I am a servant from Papa Human history. At the same time, also a great goddess of the scales. And above all, the 12 Olympians of this Lostbelt and I have already come to an arrangement. In exchange for not becoming involved in this dispute, I have forgone the choice to descend to godhood.
So she won't go up to Olympus.
Indeed. In essence, if I had joined Olympus, I could have been incarnated as one of this Lostbelt's god pillars. But I turned their offer down, as I believe doing so would inevitably tip the scales too much to one side. So whether this Lostbelt is destroyed or not, I will disappear when that time comes.
Then putting you aside, if the only other servants willing to join us are Achilles and an archer,
then they're the last two friendly servants in all of Atlantis, aren't they?
Oh crap, I hadn't thought about that like that. Would that mean that aside from Achilles and this archer, all the other servants who were in this lost one have been wiped out? Wait, that can't be right. I'm sure there were a number of servants beyond me and Jimmy who stayed behind, so then why did she only name 2?
You'll need to clear the next tribe before I can address that question.
Sadly for you, I'm already afraid the response alone already qualifies as an answer.
You're an irritating one, aren't you? Very well, then I'll take that as you volunteering to be the next challenger.
Fair enough. Magicardo! What is it? I don't want to lift so much as a finger or speak as much of a word of command unless I absolutely have to, so you're going to do all the fighting. What? I can see you're unhappy about it, but this is just the way of the world. I'm going to run you ragged and you're going to take it. As captain, my word is law, and I won't tolerate any backtalk. Now that's a plan I can get behind. Why are you so happy about that? Me, I'm not happy. Nope, not at all. Alright, let's do this.
Very well then, let us see what you've got.
Not even gonna tell us what it is. I'm guessing it's probably a boar, though. A boar would fit the berserker requirement, after all. We've already fought some boars here.
Stretch.
And or it could be chimeras. It could indeed be chimeras. It doesn't matter which one we target focus, I suppose. Yes. Oh right, he did get the Hephaestus one, didn't he? Okay. BAQ, I suppose. Sorry, Jason, looks like you're gonna have to lift a finger because there's no way to kill both of them in one turn with a single servant unless they're an AoE in here. Which Ricardo is not. He's taking the hits, though. He's taking the hits damn well. I will go for this because, you know, getting NPs is quite good. Good. Alright then, and Doot. Can't use that skill on him. Let's boost. Jason is AoE, yes? Yeah, so it's better to boost his NP up here. And we'll target focus this secondary one as well. Go for the Arts Chain. Why not? As always, a glorious NP. As always. And this is game, set, match. I seriously thought I was done for. Me too, even though I said I wasn't going to fight.
Very good. That done, I shall consider your early question answered.
Whoa, back up. You don't get to make that call on your own.
Oh, but unless I'm mistaken, you don't have any other questions, do you?
I have one. We were told that there were other Theos Cleronomia named after the 12 Olympians. Do you know where we can find them?
The Zeus Cleronomia and Poseidon Cleronomia are only found on Olympus.
What out here in Atlantis?
There should still be a Thean Cleronomia somewhere here in Atlantis. Originally, the Theos Cleronomia were fluid metal designed to reinforce and augment gods' bodies. So the 12 Olympians went to refine and enhance their individual Theos for their own purposes. Like Ares, Athena's specialty was battle. If you are able to find her nanomachines, it's possible they may open new doors for you. But of course, there is much more to it than that. Mere human spirit origin cannot possibly hope to withstand the Athena Cleronomia. If any servant who is neither a divine spirit nor something close to one were to try and use these nanomachines, they would be either very literally fall apart or rupture on the spot. As Icarus so demonstrated, humans who stray too close to the gods are punished. That is the fundamental law of this world.
So we can't use these Athena Cleronomia even if we manage to get our hands on them. Hang on. You said something close to a divine spirit, no? Then what about a servant who possesses some form of divinity?
I'm afraid I must refrain from commenting further. Doing so would be constructed as a sign of disrespect to the gods.
Regardless, it seems we must secure these nanomachines for ourselves. If Odious Society were to get their hands on them, they could end up becoming a threat. Then again, perhaps not. Well, at any rate, we will need to weigh the decision of whether or not to use them very carefully. Okay, I think it's about everything we wanted to ask. Do you have anything you wish to ask Miss Athena, Mr. Soul? Mrs. Stray, Mr. Soul? Let's come to stay at this temple for a while.
What's the name of the servant who was staying here?
Your curiosity is understandable. There were 2 servants who were staying on this island at one point. They are from Olympus and claim to be disciples of the Foreign. No, that's not quite right. They are the ones who massacred the servants from Pan, probably human history, under the guise of protecting the Tree of Emptiness. They are both alter egos.
Alter egos, you say? Then that would be some combination of Rasputin, Limbo, and Koyan. Although, while Rasputin is plausible, we encountered Limbo and Koyan in India quite recently, so I don't see how they could have been staying here at the same time. Then again, if they are using Shikigami.
What are you talking about? Yes, one of them was named Rasputin. He was a horde priest who wrought with an unsavory form of martial art. But the other one did not answer to any of the names you mentioned. His body was just as finely honed as Rasputin's, but it had both cold sharpness and a fire intensity about him. His true name was Senji Muramasa. He was a very handsome man who mastered 100 swords and thousands of techniques.
Wait. Muramasa's an enemy? I mean, okay. So I can see, maybe he's not he could be not an unwilling enemy, I suppose, because thinking about it, the Shimosa thing was a pseudo Lostbelt, and Limbo was in that pseudo Lostbelt. So there's a very real possibility that as it was collapsing, Limbo kidnapped Muramasa and turned him into an alter ego somehow. I don't know, because I can't see Muramasa betraying human history.
Not to mention Rasputin. Well, strictly speaking, he claimed to be a pseudo-servant with Rasputin's spirit core. But as far as I can tell, he never behaved as I would expect Rasputin to. Not once. Though he did claim to be a man of the cloth like Rasputin was.
Oh, Rasputin. As in the monster in priest clothing who chased us down at 90 kilometers an hour before firing a rocket launcher at us.
That was Koyan.
There's a name I wasn't expecting to hear, then this would mean Senji Muramasa was one of the causes. There's something else this piece of information might clear, though I'll have to keep it to myself for now. Astray, would you so kindly tell us more about them? As things currently stand, we have essentially no knowledge about them whatsoever.
Well, I suppose I can do that.
More info dump. But, very interesting. Muramasa is hopefully an unwilling enemy. That is my hopes and dreams. Because he seemed like a total bro. But that is another section down. I will pause for a moment.